Rehabilitation Network is a group of providers of the rehabilitation services that have come together in an integrated and coordinated network to try and enhance the pathway that patients go through when they're having their rehabilitation, to try and get them from being very unwell and optimise their recovery to hopefully going home, but certainly being as well as they can, recovering from their original injury or whatever it was that made them ill in the first place. And the network, it takes an integrated approach to trying to coordinate this care at different levels, so that it starts off with the patient when they're at their most ill, and that's when their rehabilitation needs are most specialised and complex. And that takes place in the centre, at the hub. Here at the Walton Centre, there's a hyperacute rehabilitation unit and then a complex rehabilitation unit, and patients go through that, have their most specialised rehabilitation, and then as they get better, as they progress, they go into the spoke units, which are at St Helens Hospital and at Broad Green Hospital, and they undergo active rehabilitation there, again, all the time, hopefully getting better and better, and then from there, most cases, patients are able to go home. Most of these patients have problems arising from trauma or from bleeding inside their head, but they can have a wide variety of illnesses. Most of them tend to be related to the brain or the nervous system in some way, but we'll take all comers really, as long as we can see that they have a great need at the present time and that we can help them to produce a good result and good recovery at the end. The network's beneficial for everyone really. For patients, they get their rehabilitation much sooner and delivered by skilled people devoted to their particular needs at the time. For their families, they're much better informed, they can see the progress their loved ones are having. For the staff, I think the coordinated network function it gives the staff a real buzz. They can see how well the patients are doing, they cooperate with one another in research and audit, and it gives the staff a real buzz. And lastly, of course, it's very beneficial to the health economy, because patients move through the system, they go home rather than into other institutions, they go home much more quickly, so it saves a lot of money for the health service, and of course those resources can then be put into more rehabilitation, more patients benefit, everyone's a winner. I get a buzz when I see what's happening around the network. I think it's marvellous to see patients getting much better and having a much better service, but also I think I get a strong feeling that here are services that have been set up almost from scratch in many cases, but they're working so well together, coordinated so well together by the people in the network, but the staff themselves have entered into the ethos of this joint care so well, and one can see the benefits for patients. I think it's great. I think there's still a lot of things that we could improve on. I think we need to extend our range a bit to cover certain patients in different areas in the region. I think there are some more services that we could include within the network. But also I think we need to be doing more research and improving how we do things, never standing still, always trying to get better. If we're better, then that's much better for the patients, and really that drive of continuing improving quality, that's what I want to see. I had a patient myself who had episodes which are very like strokes. He was a young man who was devastated because he had a succession of these, and he was almost blind, and he was weak down one side, and he had great mobility problems, was emotionally labile, he had psychological problems as a result of his injuries. Now he's been through the network and is now so much better. He's at home, he's living with his parents, but he's so much better than he was. He's able to find his way around, he can look after himself. Great result compared to what he was, and that is down to the therapists and this psychological therapy that he had as well. He's a very good advert for the network.